scrappy friends. I have a special treat for you on this National Scrapbooking Holiday. So, happy national or international if you are not in the United States, because why should the United States just hug a holiday all to themselves? We shouldn't. We should share because scrapbooking is amazing, right? So, I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I hope you're able to scrap. I have tons of plans of scrapping and chatting and hopefully getting some scrapping done today. But you know how that is. If I'm online, I probably will be also chatting. So I am so excited for today. And I am excited because we are doing I want to say a blog hop, but it's not a blog hop. It is a video hop, and a whole bunch of us here on YouTube are doing videos and doing a challenge. And so I will explain that a little bit more, but I'm going to kind of let you know what I'm doing. I just did a whole bunch of rub-ons on here, and I didn't show me rubbing all of them because, oh my gosh, it took me forever to do this. Some of them that I had some Jen Hatfield ones from the Homemade collection. Yeah, and from Pebbles, and they just did not want to rub on. So what I'm doing right here is I'm kind of trying to see what color I like the best, because I was going to use just my watercolors, because I have not tried this technique of using rub-ons and then doing like watercolor over top of them. And I thought it would be a really fun technique since I love to do paint or any kind of paint on my layout. So that is one of a few of my favorite things for this challenge. And so I thought I would use the rub-ons just for the interest and the pop of the black. And I ended up liking the food coloring gel colors better just because I wanted that teal color, and it looks a little bit bluer with the matte, but it is a little bit more green than blue. And but I liked that color better than the other one was a little bit too green, and so I didn't really care for it that much. It was a little bit too dark. So I ended up going with the other one, and then I used some pink too. And I just used, since I was using those gels anyway, I figured I might as well just use that. So I'm looking through my papers because I was using that Amy Tan paper from the Plus One collection, and it's called Companion, and I wanted to use that as like my inspiration. I liked how it had that love and the watercolor, and so I'm kind of replicating that, but I'm using black instead of white. So I'm just cutting this down because one of my other few favorite things is I love those papers from the Beautiful Sheet collection from Webster's Pages. I have been hoarding them, and I love this teal wood plank paper. Now, I make a mistake because my plan was to cut out the middle so I could use some, and I didn't remember to do that. So I'm going to have to go back and to one of the stores that I buy stuff from and see if I can buy another copy, because I love that paper. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So I figured I would use that because part of our challenge is for our videos is to use one of our favorite papers or like a paper from our favorite line, one of our favorite embellishments. So something that's our favorite embellishment. That could be either like a particular embellishment or a particular type of embellishment. And I'm going to end up using die cuts because that's my favorite. So I use tons of die cuts on here. And blue, we have to use our favorite technique. And then another thing that we have to do, or that we were urged to do, or was part of the challenge, was the song a few of my my favorite things from The Sound of Music, I suggested that we pick a line from there and take that and use it in, like, have that be inspired by a scrapbooking like product or technique or something like that. So I end up using the phrase brown covered packages tied up with string, and I use twine. Now, I will say that I completely forgot about that part until after I was all done, and so you don't see me put the twine on, you will see it in the close-ups. So go figure, I'm the one. When we were all talking about doing a scrapbooking, National Scrapbook Day challenge, or doing something like a hop, it just kind of fell into my hands to come up with something. And really, it was so much fun to come and to think about different things that we could do. And I really thought that this would be a fun way to get to know each other. And so we could talk about some of the things that we like to do, some, just random things. And another thing that we had to do was we had to scrap something that was our favorite. So I chose to do my family, and I chose, as you can see, 3 photos as I'm layering it up. So I'm talking away, and I'm not even telling you what I'm doing. Now, I really wanted to use a whole bunch of that pink paper, and that's the Amy Tan +1 paper, and I love that paper. It's gorgeous. It's been sitting in my stash for a little while. I think I got it in the summer, maybe? Fall time? Something like that. It might have been the fall time I got it, and I just haven't used it yet. But I've been wanting to use it, so I figured I'd pull it out and use it. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to use it as a big mat to stretch across the full 12, or if I just wanted peaks of it to stick out. So, and you'll see how I end up doing it. And I kind of go back and forth, and I did cut it down a little bit at this point, so I'm still not really sure how I want to use this and how it's going to best work. And that's the thing that I found sometimes when you're scrapbooking. So see here, I cut some of it, and I'm going to use part of it as an actual mat. I layered 2 papers with each photo, and they're all, I want to say they're like 2.5 by 3 or something like that. They're not quite 3 by 4 size. So, or something like that. I don't remember. I took them and I compressed them down a little bit on my in photos. So this is where I'm thinking about how I want to do it. And then I realized, hey, I could use this other side because it's black and white, and it'll really look good with all the black. And so, and each layer has a dark layer, so it has like a black and white, and each layer has a different color. And I tried to stick with colors that I kind of used in the background. So I have a paper that is a little bit more on the blue side, and that one was from the Citrus Twist collection. That pink paper right there is from the not Citrus Twist. What is it? Citrus Bliss? Yeah, Citrus Bliss by Pink Paisley. Wow, my brain. No. And I just got that 6x6 pad in the mail the other day. It's the only thing I have bought besides getting kits this month. And I had to get tape. Well, besides tape, I had to get tape. So I was like, I'm going to sneak in something. And I usually don't buy stuff like that, like scrapbooking stuff anymore, except for tape from Amazon, because it doesn't usually save me any money. So, but I was looking through and I had seen that they had some, and it was about the same price as if I went to, Paper Issues or something. So I just picked it up because I was like, I can use the 6x6 pad and stuff. So here I'm just going through my die cuts, and I'm going to layer a few of these Amy Tan stitched. die cuts. And because I used papers from Stitch, papers from Plus One, the die cuts really do kind of match, and they match with the colors that I have in the background. Well, the pinks, there's no pinks in Stitch. There is some red, and so I kind of had to stay away from the die cuts that had like red in them. And I just kind of seen where stuff fit. I mean, it's not anything new that I do. Just the way I layer everything up at the top pretty much is a little bit different than what I normally do. I usually don't use 3 photos, but I didn't have a photo that I haven't really scrapped of all of us together. You would think that when my mom was here, I would have remembered to get more pictures of all of us. But no. Some of it is that it's hard to get all of us together. And also, my husband is really, really bad. I don't know how your guys' spouses are, but my husband is really bad about letting me take our photos together. Like, I'll say it, and I have to say it like 10 times and make him do it because he likes the natural pictures, which is fun, get when everybody's playing around and everything, but sometimes I just like a nice smiling picture. So I have one of him and my daughter Leilani together, and then a selfie that I took with my daughter Kaden, and then from Easter I have that photo of my son. I was trying to get a nice picture of each of them by themselves on Easter, and of course my son is a ham bone, and so he's like doing all these weird things and trying to show me all these like special power moves, superhero moves, and dinosaur moves. And so this was one where he's looking at me and like, I don't know what he was doing, but being a little boy who's 3.5. So I really love that photo, and I love how well they kind of all work together. I did put a filter on them, so that's why especially my son's photo is very, very light because that was taken during the day on Easter. So I'm just looking at all these different stickers, seeing where stuff matches. This is a craft market. It had a lot of the same colors, and that's really what I was trying to do, is match colors. I tend to do that with my embellishments, is do it by color. You would think that I would have everything stored by color, but I don't. I usually store my stuff by collection because that's how I think. Because I'll remember, oh, this collection has these colors. So, I mean, you could see my dishes. I have my Stitch stuff together. I have my I Am stuff together. Here's the stickers from the I Am, and I'm just looking for some of the word stickers, and I was hoping that I could use maybe some of the cursive words. So, but yeah. And once I started going, this really came together really quick. The part that took the longest was doing the rub-ons and then doing the paint on it. So it was just really, really fun to do this layout. I can't wait to see everybody else's layouts and see how they interpret the different things. But yeah, I still can't believe I forgot. I was doing this and I had everything written down that I needed to have, and I thought about it ahead of time because a lot of times when I start a layout, I almost have no idea what I'm doing ahead of time, except for like maybe an inspiration piece or something. So there's a sticker that said like fabulous or something like that. I don't know. That was the color, and I was going to use that, and I didn't like it there. So because the one Amy Tan piece says happiness is, but I just left it just happiness is. So my title is going to be This Is My Everything. And so I want to use those black stickers, and those are hardcover. And then I have the Maggie Holmes ones with the gold. And I have bits of gold from the crepe paper, so the gold works. And so these are the Dear Lizzie Soar thickers, and I really like that these are light because everything else is really, really bright. And with all those rub-ons, I really needed something that was going to show up. Like I had another pack of white stickers, but I didn't have enough letters, so it wasn't going to work. And these actually were pretty sticky, and so I had to move them around just so that it is hard to see on, or it is in my viewfinder, it's hard to see. So I just kind of moved everything so it's center, and I tried to get it so that there wasn't too much on the rub-ons. Everything does go over details. And on the video, it looks a little crazy, but in real life, you can actually see everything really, really well. And I really like the way that this looks. This is super messy for me, and this is probably the messiest I would do, which is surprising because I used to do, I mean, if you even look back at some of my other layouts on my channel, I used to do a lot of stuff that was like pretty messy, but now that I've started using white cardstock a lot, I've toned down, and I like that empty space, but I like this for a change, and it's just fun. I tried to use those. Those are from Scraptastic, but I thought that it was just a little too much, so I decided not to use them. And then I'm going to add some enamel dots. I think I'm almost done, guys. So, yes, I add enamel dots, and then I'm going to use some black velvet color shine with a paintbrush so I get bigger splotches, which was really, really fun. Don't forget to go and check out in the info section. There's going to be a list of all the YouTubers who are involved in this hop or who said they were going to be involved. So go check out their videos and see what they are doing on International Scrapbooking Day. Also, yes, you can check out my blog if you're not sure. And I should have a list there. And also, you can also if for some reason we didn't get everybody and more people played along, or if you do videos and you want, or you can do a response video, we would love to have you play along as well, because we would love to see everybody's. And most of us are over at Nicole Jones 911, but you can also post stuff at Victoria Marie's Facebook page group. So I'll have links to all of those, and I hope you guys are enjoying your National Scrapbook Day. I hope you are doing lots of scrapbooking today, and if you're not, I hope you can at least watch tons of scrapbooking videos today. So I will see you guys later, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this a lot. I had so much fun doing this, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye!